Right, good morning. Now I want to move on to 12-step programs and how they fit on top of the framework, and the role of the professional recovery coach sits here, and how they can integrate 12-step programs into the client's to make up part of the client's recovery capital. Now the 12-step program can be broken up into 4 steps. The program is, like it says in the literature, a program is a set of principles written so simply that you can follow them in your daily lives. And what they're talking about in the program is that at each step there's a spiritual principle that the sponsee or the addict or the recovering alcoholic or whatever it is learns about. And as they get to step 12, having had a spiritual awakening as a result of these steps, try to carry this message to the addict or alcoholic who still suffers, and to practice those principles in all our affairs. So the idea is that you have 12 steps, and as you work them with your clients, they get an understanding of spiritual principles. And you can break the 12 steps up into, the first 3 steps are about owning up to the problem, owning up to the disease concept, owning up to the fact that how the addiction or the alcoholism or whatever the destructive behavior has impacted the client's life. Facing up, step 4, 5 and 6, about facing up to the wreckage of the past that's been caused, to actually just kind of have a good look at what's happened and how the client got there. 7, 8 and 9 is about making up, about restoring those relationships with self, family, society at large, and to kind of rebuild the relationships and to repair the damage that has been caused by the addictive behavior leading up to it. And steps 10, 11 and 12 are about growing up. Now you have an understanding of spiritual principles. You've cleaned up the wreckage of your past, and you now need to maintain your recovery and go forward. And the 12-step steps are learned a day at a time over a long period of time. And research shows the more you can hold your clients in a culture of recovery around this sort of stuff, the better they are for long-term recovery. Now, the 5 principles that they talk about in 12-step programs is step work, going to meetings, getting a sense of a higher power, getting a sponsor to help you work through the steps, and then doing service at other meetings so that you can learn how to practice those steps to get a deeper understanding. And by helping others, you get a deeper understanding of the steps. And that's often the role of the sponsor, to guide the sponsee through that. Now, in recovery coaching, a lot of people come from this type of environment, but you need to remember that this is not 12-step work as a professional recovery coach. It's a completely different role. Although you might have an understanding, or the staff might have an understanding of this 12-step culture, it is not part of what's required for the role here. You do not need to be in recovery to be a professional recovery coach, and you don't have to have lost everything to an addictive behavior. What is important is your ability to build rapport with your clients and the hope that the clients will benefit from this. So that's how I want to kind of just talk about the 12-step model. Most treatment centers have a 12-step vein running through them. It's called the Minnesota model, and it's really started out of Alcoholics Anonymous and the success of that, and how the success of the steps, when brought into a professional facility, they created what's known as the Minnesota model. And the majority of treatment centers throughout the westernized world are 12-step based. However, the role of the recovery coach is not to be a step work counselor or guide. It's to build the resources within the client to get them to create a relationship or rapport with the self-help type environments if they choose to. Because often what happens is there's a lot of resistance with the client to the 12-step support groups. And what you need to do in the treatment center is work out the difference, because this is a treatment program. It is not traditional AA or NA or CA or any of those. This is, you guys have got a specialized 12-step program that your recovery coaches need to integrate, just like we do at the Foundation Clinic. And the role of the professional recovery coach is to see how the client is responding to the 12-step work and integrating spiritual principles and getting orientated around the program so that they can move into long-term recovery. So that's what I have to say on the 12 steps today.